Prime Minister has met. As we told you, the Prime Minister is meeting with several thought leaders over the present few hours. And on the right side of your screens, you can actually see the Prime Minister meeting with the essayist, author and statistician Nassim Nicholas Taleb. He's known for books like Anti-Fragile and Black Swan. He's also met with the American author Robert Thurman. He'll also be meeting more thought leaders in a little while, like the astrophysicist, author and TV personality Neil deGrasse Tyson and the Nobel laureate economist Paul Romer, among others. Now, those visuals are on your screens. I'm going to play out for you what it is that Nassim Nicholas Taleb had to say. Take a look, and then after that, we'll connect once again with my colleague.
Connect with His Excellency the Prime Minister. We sat down. He mentioned anti-fragile. We spoke about bouncing back from adversity. And we spoke about essentially risk-taking. So it was wonderful. And I also commended India on the response to COVID and how India was very efficiently dealt with it, particularly with the food, the distribution and all of that. I connect with His Excellency the Prime Minister. We sat down. He mentioned anti-fragile. We spoke about bouncing back from adversity. And we spoke about essentially risk-taking. So it was wonderful. And I also commended India on the response to COVID and how India was very efficiently dealt with it, particularly with the food, the distribution and all of that. I connect with His Excellency the Prime Minister. We sat down. He mentioned anti-fragile. We spoke about bouncing back from adversity. And we spoke about essentially risk-taking. So it was wonderful. And I also commended India on the response to COVID and how India was very efficiently dealt with it, particularly with the food, the distribution and all of that. I connect with His Excellency the Prime Minister. We sat down. He mentioned anti-fragile. We spoke about bouncing back from adversity. And we spoke about...
Okay, let's go back to my colleague Abhishek Jha, who's with us right now in the newsroom to understand more about this meeting. Abhishek, what's very interesting is that Nicholas Nassim Taleb, the author, the statistician, he's known for books about, as he just said, risk-taking, incredible books like Anti-Fragile. He's currently in a Twitter face-off as we speak with the Twitter owner Elon Musk, and that's something that Taleb has already referred to on his Twitter. If you go look at his Twitter right now, he's just released a tweet about meeting the Prime Minister. In that tweet, he's talked about the fact that Elon Musk was right after him. Abhishek, the fact that you have two thought leaders who are currently arguing in the Twitter space but are coming together to meet the Prime Minister, does that to some degree speak to the wide-ranging scope of people that the Prime Minister is meeting today?
You see, when Prime Minister is going to USA and he's been asked to address the US Parliament or the US Congress, and Kevin McCarthy, he himself had extended that invitation to the Prime Minister. We can see a kind of bipartisan support or support from all walks of life for India and for the Indian leadership, that there is a keen interest in the USA to engage with India more and into in all the fields, not politically but economically, at the level of thought and values that India and USA share in a lot of areas. And when we see two leaders both having different point of views on several political and social issues, that also says the openness, the kind of patient listening that India is trying to give to all the thought leaders and the world leaders at this point of time, and why India and what India wants to learn from their point of view. So meeting Elon Musk and then Mr. Taleb, who happens to be a clearly mathematician and a person who is known for writing risk-taking aspect of life and in society, in government policies and all. India and the Prime Minister Modi happens to be one of the point or one of the person right now who have been taking radical decisions back at home and who have been taking radical decision at the global stage as well. We have, if we see the overall context of 1.5 years ever since this Russia-Ukraine war has started, India has clearly not bent down. It has not succumbed to the pressure from any side, and it has either from Russian side, which happens to be a very close, strategic and privileged partnership with India, and also USA and West, which also happens to be a very close friend with India has just maintained its own neutral stand, and that this whole ability to have your own space and not succumbing to any pressure, it also could be seen in that perspective, where you want to take you don't want to take a side and you want to create your own path. And it's a huge risk, because at the global platform, when the world is totally divided, and India doesn't happen to be so resource rich and knowledge rich, when it relies a lot on its Western counterparts or Russian counterparts or Western peers. It's a huge risk that Prime Minister Modi and the diplomacy of India has taken at this point of time. But now we have seen after 1.5 years how the world has tried to understand why India is taking that stand and what has been India's point of view. So clearly, those aspects of polity, those aspects of society and economy is something that Prime Minister may have discussed with Mr. Taleb when he just met after Tesla CEO's Elon Musk.
All right, Abhishek, thank you for bringing us those details.